Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we're bringing you a gameplay of a game that is currently funding on Kickstarter or will soon be funding on Kickstarter, and I'll have all those details in the description below. It is Loop, which stands for Life of Ordinary People. The idea with this game is you're basically trying to break that cycle that we all live in of, work, buy, consume, by trying to find actual happiness in that kind of churn of everyday life. Pretty interesting concept for a game. I have enjoyed playing this so far. I am going to show you a solo playthrough of this. It plays 1 to 6 players, so a pretty wide range there. Now, obviously, the solo version has some differences, but they're not dramatic differences. I feel like it does a pretty good job of still approximating what you'd be doing in a multiplayer game. But the solo game is what you're going to see today. Before we get to that, I do want to mention our sponsor, Board Game Co. This is a great website where you can buy, sell, and trade games. If you need more games in your collection, you just need to buy some more games to consume them, go to Board Game Co. They have a great selection of games for you to choose from. They're always keeping their stock up to date. Alex over there is really good at figuring out what's going to be hot on Kickstarter, making sure he's got some of that available. Lots of good stuff over there. Be sure to check them out. They also will buy games from you. Part of the way they keep their stock up to date is by buying used games from other people, and they have a real easy system to use over there to do that. Finally, they have this great system for trading games. If you have a Board Game Geek account and you've set up a trade list over on Board Game Geek, you can then take your username, put it into the Board Game Co. website. They'll compare your trade list from Board Game Geek with their stock and build a custom trade list right there on their website. Makes it very, very easy to facilitate a trade. Board Game Co. makes it easy to buy, sell, and trade your way into a better collection. If you do check them out, be sure to click on the link in the description below so they know I sent you over there. And it's really worth checking out. I have made some trades with them, and I highly recommend it. The trade system is very easy to use. Okay, let's get down to the game topper, and we're going to play Loop. All right, so here we are partially through the initial setup for a solo game of Loop, Life of Ordinary People. So we're going to kind of complete this setup to give you an idea of where different things are. So first off, let's go on and see what activities are initially going to be available to us. So we've got farming. You'll see that each of these activities gives you the possibility of +1 happiness. And then up here, you've got this side means you'll have to use some metal to complete this activity, and this side means you'll have to use some food. Every activity requires 2 materials. I think there's 5 different materials. Let's see. Yeah, red, blue, gray, yellow, and green. Oh, yeah, right there. You just kind of see it faded on the landfill there. And we'll pull those materials out here in a second. All right, so anyway, you got farming. Again, all of them give you +1 happiness when you complete them, metal and food. And then this right here refers to your goals, and we'll show our goals here in a second as well, and we'll kind of see what those different symbols mean. All right, then we have do-it-yourself, metal, and plastic is what's required. Again, +1 happiness. Got dance. So this is, what's green? Glass and plastic. We've got music, which is utility and metal. And then we've got food bank, so glass and food. All right, so now let's look at the materials we're going to initially start the game off with. We've got glass, plastic, food, metal. Might get one of each. We did, and utility. All right, that's pretty cool, because this is just a random mix of all of these different materials. One thing you'll see that's pretty cool when we're playing through is that they could have just used the same symbol for glass the whole way through, but actually every one of them is going to have something slightly different. So here you got a martini glass, another one might be, a bottle and that sort of thing. Let's see what else we need to do here. Let's see. All right, so The intern is used in the basic game and also at the beginning of the campaign mode. But for solo mode and competitive mode and cooperative mode, you just go straight to using the investor. Well, I'm straight to using the career. In this case, it will be the investor. So that's the career we're using. The careers, this X right here means it's one of the easier careers to use. 2 X's would be medium difficulty and 3 X's is the most difficult. So we're going to start the game with 1 money already. So we'll put that down there. And then for our salary, anytime we decide to do the work action, we'll gain 5 money and then lose 1 happiness. And then the special ability for the investor, once per turn, may pay 1 coin to toss twice. Gain $2 if either toss lands on the money symbol, otherwise nothing happens. Okay. Now, this right here is where our completed goals normally go. To make everything fit in the screen here without having to go back and forth, we'll put the completed goals somewhere else, but let's look at what goals we are going to be trying to achieve. So you always start with 3 goals. So social well-being. So we'll need 2 of the person symbols, which stands for community. And then the heart symbol stands for health. So we'll need to get 2 of these that have the community symbol, 2 that have the health symbol. So for instance, if I had dance and music, that would cover both of my community needs, but I can only have 3 activities at once, and neither of them have a heart, the health symbol. So, whereas the do-it-yourself over here has the health symbol. So you're trying to figure out how to get that combination. All right. Then we have hobby. All right. So here's something a little different here. What that actually means is any 2 activity with the same name. So I could get, say, 2 dance activities out there, and then that would complete my hobby goal. You can see that one I get 2 happiness for doing it. This one I get 2 happiness for doing that. All right, then we have community. So I just need to get 3 community symbols, and then I'll gain +1 happiness. So these are one of the primary ways of gaining happiness, along with completing the activities themselves. And what I'm trying to do is, the way I can end the game by getting to 12 happiness, and then I win if in the solo campaign, or in the solo game, you win if after any deductions, you were still at 11 happiness at the end of the game. The other way the game can end is if we go all the way through this material deck, and then there's a depletion penalty if I pull the last card for myself. Otherwise, because the game is going to be burning through this deck as well, 1 of these per turn. If the game ends up burning through that last card, then there's no depletion penalty for me. So I'm going to want to try to make sure that I avoid that. So we'll just keep these up here. The favorite discard pile isn't used in the solo game, so we will keep these right up here. And the reason for that is because in the solo game, you use favorite cards a little differently. Normally, you have a deck of solo or a deck of favorite cards that you're pulling from right here, and you can play them on other players and that sort of thing. In the solo game, and these are actually, there should be some blue favorite cards for the solo game. This is a prototype, so I don't have those. These abilities are slightly different in the solo game, so I'll kind of go through those here in a second. But you have these 5 different types of favors that you always have during the solo game: acquire, recycle, share, resell, and barter. And the way this will work in the solo game is I'll play these at any time on my turn. I can play these, right? And I'll get their ability. I only get the cards back on a turn where work is the action I take. There's 3 actions: work, buy, and consume. So on the turns where I work, I will get these favorite cards back into my hand to be used again. So the way acquire works in the solo game is that I can take 1 material from the buy area, and I then pay coin to just determine what its quality is. You can have quality 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if I buy a quality 3 item, it goes to my material like that. And so it can go here, here, or here, and really it doesn't matter. You can have unlimited material in your area, but it's kind of anywhere up here is where you can keep it. And then as you use it, the quality will go down. If you use a quality 1, then it's broken. It goes into your landfill. So anyway, when you use acquire, you can get any one of these spend the money to determine the quality, and put it over here. So that's a way of acquiring this stuff outside of using the buy action, since you can only use one action per turn. Recycle allows me to take any one material from the discard pile that the game's going to be creating, but because the game's, like I said, going to burn one material per turn. I can take any material from that landfill and then pay coins, but I got to pay twice as many coins. So if I want this to be a level 1, I would have to pay 2 coins. Excuse me. If I want to be level 2, I have to pay 4 coins, and so on. Share in the solo game allows me to use one quality of any material here, and use that as part of my consume action. So if I have the material I need over here for part of it, let's say I had a blue over here and I wanted to do the DIY, but I didn't have the metal, I could then use this metal by using the share favor and use that metal. That's another way that these material cards will end up in that central landfill that I was talking about before. All right, so then we have resell. Okay, with that, the way it's going to work is I can move one material from my area to the bottom of the material deck. So in effect, it's gaining me a little bit more time in the game. I also then will get paid based on the quality. If I move a quality 2 item to the bottom of this deck, I'll get 2 coins. Then we have barter. So with barter, let's say I had a level 2 item here. I could use barter to then swap this out for any other item here, any other material here that is of equal or lesser quality. So obviously a level 1 would work too, but a level 2 can work, and then you'd end up having a level 2 out here like that, which means, you know, you could go back to share, and then you could actually use this glass without breaking it. You would just move it down 1 notch just like that. So that pretty much covers the last thing, last 2 things. This is the event deck. Every time my happiness moves, see there's 3 different sections here. Every time my happiness moves into a new section, an event will be drawn, and then at the end of my turn, the event will be revealed and resolved. All right, and then these credit cards, at any point on my turn, if I feel like if I need some more money, and maybe instead of working, I can take a credit card, and you can see it'll give me 4 money and 1 material of quality 1 from the buy area. And then to pay it off, every turn I must pay 1 to 2 coins per turn until there are 5 paid on the card. All right. It says gotcha on the back there. Nice. Also, if I have credit cards still with debt at the end of the game, that's negative points to my happiness as well. All right, so here we go. Let's get started now. One thing I will say is I don't like flipping coins in games. It's just, especially when I'm filming a video, it's just going to go all over the place. So instead, I roll a die whenever I have to flip a coin. And so in this case, let's see, what does it say? The money side, this side right here is the good side. So when we're rolling the die, higher is generally better, right? So 4, 5, and 6 will be the money side. 1, 2, and 3 will be the other side, the goofy face, whatever that is. All right. So what we do on our turn, very first thing, I think on the first turn, we're going to go ahead and work. We want to go ahead and get some money going here so that we can, or you know what? Well, you know what? I always work as the first thing. You know, let's do something a little different here. Let's take out a credit card. All right. So there we go. So we're going to take 4 money. There we go. All right. And we get 1 material. Now, by the way, I want to mention that these, the different careers have vastly different starting conditions. I played a scientist the last time. He started with 2 material right off the bat. So there's lots of different things you can do there. And I haven't even really looked at anything above the single X's yet. So if you want to see more about those and what the different careers offer, be sure to check out my preview video, which will be coming up sometime around the same time as this video. Okay, so our goals here, we have 2 goals that need the community, the person, what is community, right? I think that's what it was called. The community symbol there. All right. So our options are music, dance, and farming. All right. We also need the health symbol. None of those have those, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So let's... music and farming both need metal, so that's what we will... Let's go ahead and buy. So when you buy, you can get multiple items. You can see here, buy up to 3 material per turn. We have 5 money right now, and to get music, we need metal and utility. This is metal and food. We could really go ahead and get set up for all 3 of those things. So metal we're going to need to use twice. We also want to try to keep stuff out of our landfill. Every 3 cards in your landfill is going to end up costing you 1 point, 1 happiness at the end of the game. So that's something we got to watch out for. We'll spend 2 on metal. We'll spend 2 on food. I just have a feeling we might want to keep food around. And we'll spend 1 on utility. Now, something else to think about is the more we buy out of here, the faster we're going through this deck, the sooner the end game is going to show up. So that's something to consider too. So we did the buy action. We got that material. So next thing is we do... Oh, wait, I forgot. Hold on. We will... That food, actually, we'll get it at quality 1. All right? Because we do have to pay at least 1 on the credit card by the end of the turn. So there we go. Otherwise, we have to take another credit card out, which you can't. You can only take 1 per turn. But we have to take another credit card out to pay for that one. So like on a future turn, if I don't have enough, I could take another credit card to start making payments on that credit card. So kind of simulates real life, how things can get out of control real fast. Let's see. All right, so pay out the credit card. We need to refill. So, all right, so you see this utility is like a gas can, right? As opposed to that one that has the burner. There's glass and plastic, all right? Then the game is going to burn 1. They burned food. And this, like I said, is where the favored deck normally would be, but we're going to just use it as an easy place to keep this community or central landfill or whatever it's called. So if we had an event, that would happen now. We don't. So then we move on back to the beginning of the next turn. So this time we're definitely going to consume. So when you complete activity to gain the happiness, you can consume up to 3 activity per turn, all right? And I think we might just do that. It's going to give us 3 in the landfill, but it'd be a pretty good start to the game here. All right, so first let's do music. So 1 metal and 1 utility that goes into landfill there. All right, so that means we have completed music. The music activity, basically we've learned to do that. We've acquired the things we need to do that, and we gain 1 happiness. All right, and then somehow I miscounted this, but we will get farming. We won't be able to get dance, so we won't quite complete this yet, but it's okay. But we're going to use both of these to get farming. Happiness goes up. So we crossed over into a new zone there. So we'll get this event card, which will happen. We'll just kind of put it right there for now. Again, not exactly where you'd put it when you're playing the game, but I'm just trying to keep everything on one screen here. So we will see that here at the end of our turn. Now, one thing you see here, I don't have any money, right? So I will go and take 1 credit card. And by the way, credit cards normally would go right here, but just making the most use of my space here. So I get 4. All right, now I have to pay 1 there and 1 there. All right, so I got 2 coins left. That'll be my turn. Now, when you get activities, when you complete activities, at that moment is when you can then complete goals. The goals can only be completed immediately following the completion of that goal. So you couldn't I couldn't get a third person, not complete that goal this turn, and then next turn complete it. It has to happen when you have the stuff to do it. Pay the credit cards, got to fill in the blanks over here. We've got food bank. Oh, now look at this. We have 2 food banks, right? Well, that's interesting. They have different symbols at the top. This one has the leaf and the heart, where this one is the leaf in the house. That's interesting. Anyway, have 2 food banks, so we can complete hobby with those 2. So that's something to keep in mind. And we've got hike. Got to burn 1 material, metal. All right, and now we do the event. We've got Vulgarian. Cannot consume unless you have 4 or more money. Okay. By the way, there's all this text at the bottom to kind of explain the idea, the thematic idea behind this stuff, which is pretty cool. And since that is this is a continuous event, until another continuous event comes out, that's going to be in place. So we'll keep it kind of upright like that, so it helps us remember that. So I think we really are not going to have much of a choice but to work this time, because we only have 2. We got 3 coins. We have 3 coins. I still think working is going to be the best thing because of our credit card debt. So we're going to work, all right? And that's going to give us, so we get -1 happiness, but +5 coins. And you know what? Let's go ahead. We're going to invest 1. So let's, hey, all right, made our money back. Nice. Working was our action, but do we have any favors that we want to use? Because we haven't done any favors yet, but we probably should start. These can be very powerful. We need 1 more. Right now we're focusing on community here, so we need, this is either dance or hike are our 2 options here. Hike has both the group and the heart, so which we need both of those for, what was that one called again? Social well-being. So I think we definitely want to get that. So look, we'll use recycle. Well, first, let's make sure we put coins on there. All right, so we're going to use recycle. All right, so again, ignore what it says there. In solo mode, it allows me to take it from the central landfill, and we will take the metal, obviously, because we're trying to do hike. All right, so I could pay 2 coins for one quality. I think that's probably what I'm going to do here. You know what, let's put that there. Let's think about this. I'm going to kind of play this out a little bit and see, because the other thing we would need is glass. And again, we can't buy because we already used our action to work, but we could use this acquire as well, because you can use unlimited favors on your turn. So 1 would get me that. Now, 2 more, because I'm trying to build it up a little bit to try to avoid the landfill. 2 more here would make that level 2. And 1 more would make that level 2. All right, so yeah, we'll do that. So we'll have spent 4 total here. Now keep in mind, I am doing this slightly out of order, but this is just my process for being able to think through exactly what I've got here. I'm not actually like gaining any new information or anything like that. It is technically a retcon, but I hope you can see like why I'm okay with this is because of the fact that it's just me kind of laying out my move and figuring out exactly what I want to do here. All right, so let's refill. That goes there. It burns 1. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is, you know what? Let's try that. Let's do that investment one more time. So we're going to spend that, because otherwise we're going to take a credit card anyway, or we're going to have to work. I don't want to work this turn. Oh no, we lost our investment, so we're going to have to take another credit card out. That's not good. But here's what we'll do. So we got that. This is not the way to live, kids. We're going to put 2 on that one. So that one's paid off now. 1 there and 1 there. All right. So that credit card's paid off. We have got to get this spending under control. And what we want to do this turn is consume. All right. And we're going to do that using share. All right. So again, share lets me use one quality of material from the buy area. So we are going to, I guess we'll use, one metal here. But then since there is glass here, we will burn that glass. And we have completed hike. So we get 1 happiness. We're going to have this. Oh, wait. We can't consume unless we have 4 or more money. Okay, hold on. Let's back this up. Okay, so that's how we were when I first got that credit card. We've got 4 money now. Now we can consume, all right? So I used the one there. I used the one from there. That got me hike, all right? I went up 1. So that event will happen at the end of my turn, okay? Now we have the 3 group that we need for community, all right? So like I said, normally this would go right here, but no space. So we're just going to kind of put it down here like that. And boom, that pops up to there. So by doing that, I have managed to keep something out of my landfill. I'm thinking about another thing that maybe I should do is actually resell this metal. That way I don't end up using it again and putting it in the landfill. Let's go ahead and deal with these credit cards real quick. So now put those 2 there, that one and that one, which means that one is taken care of. So yeah, let's go and do that. Let's resell this. So it goes under material and I get 1 coin because it was quality 1. Okay. And we'll end my turn there. So refill, got some food and game. All right. Got playing chess there. And then let's see, we need to do this event. So this is an immediate. So this will not replace Vulgarian. We still have that issue going on. Social responsibility. Draw 1 favor from anyone who has higher. Okay, so this one is not one that can work in a solo game. This is where you would draw a favor from somebody who has higher happiness than you. All right, well, so that was not going to work. So let's draw a different event card. And my understanding is in the final version of this, they will have those marked. Okay. Diamond is for business. Lose 1 happiness if you don't have metal at your end turn. My understanding of having metal in my area includes my activities. If that's not correct, then I'll mark that in the description below, but I'm fairly positive by having these activities where metal is included, that will satisfy this situation here. All right, so now I think I pretty much need to work. So before we do that, though, I am going to try investing again. Let's take advantage of that. Ah, geez. Not a very good investor. All right, so, but like I said, we're working, so we lose 1 happiness, we gain 5 coin, and because we worked, we get all these back into our hand. So let's see if it'd be worth, well, let's go ahead. You know what? How many, is that 3 right there? Let's go ahead and pay that one off. Well, no, you know what? We'll just do the 1, 2. All right, so that one will be paid off next turn, though. But let's look here. We need 1 more heart. Yes. Yeah. So we could do, you know what? Let's do the food bank because we want to end up with 2 food banks anyway. So green and red. So we'll go with acquire and we'll spend 2 to get level 2 food. And yeah, I think that'll be our turn. Okay. So replace this, burn 1. No events, so we can move back to the top. And this time we are definitely going to consume to get this food bank, I think. Not I think, definitely this food bank because it has the heart. But I do think we will use share again. So we will actually use this glass and then that food, which gets us this food bank. So +1 happiness, and we will put it right. So that replaces the music, which goes up here in the discard pile. Get +1 happiness from that, and immediately complete social well-being. So 2 more happiness. Okay. I think we'll barter, because I'm trying to plan ahead for when we're going to need to complete some other activities in order to complete all this. Well, no, we're not going to barter yet. Maybe in the future. But right now I think we're done. Actually, yes, because next turn we're going to have to work again. So we are going to barter. We're going to drop this glass back over here, and we will take... I don't like it. I don't like it. We're not bartering. All right, we're done. Okay, so still good on events. Do need to refill. We have hike over here. And we have some food, and we burn 1. We've got metal. We'll work this turn. Well, first, hold on. Maybe not. We're going to invest this. God, we are the worst investor ever. All right, so now we're going to work. There's 5. Lost 1 happiness. Get these back. We will acquire a level 2 plastic. Let's go and pay these. So that one is done. And we actually will resell this food. So refill. And back to the top, and we are going to consume. We're going to share. We want, let's see, food bank, right? Yeah, to complete hobby. So food bank. So we've got 1 glass here, and then we will use this food by using the share favor. And we'll put this, let's say, here. So 1 happiness from there. We've completed the hobby goal, so 2 more happiness. So we have an event that's going to trigger. And let's see, we're going to go ahead and we might as well, let's do dance. Since we're consume this plastic and this glass. So dance, I'm not positive if I should technically complete my consumption before doing the goal, but you can see those 2 are still there, so it wouldn't affect anything. But that gets me there, okay? Very close to the end game now. So we'll see. We might be able to pull this off. Is there anything else I want to do on this turn? I don't think so. All right, so let's refill the activity. We have farming and dance again. And over here, for the material, we have utility and burn 1, utility. Okay. Let's do the event. Disposable culture. Buy and recycle plastic at quality 1 only. So this is, might have 1 more turn, but let's see if we can pop that up to, well, we probably, well, let's see. We might be able to do this. Well, no, we won't, because we still have to pay that credit card too. So you know what? Well, let's see. Here we go. We're gonna invest again. Hey, that one paid off. All right. So 1 for that credit card. You know, well, let's go ahead and pay the credit card off. And now what do we want to do here? Oof, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. But here we go. All right. So for me to buy something, for it to be worth, I need another blue, because then I could get this. I can't acquire it though. All right, so I'm gonna work. I think I'm gonna lose because of this. I'm gonna work. So down 1. Oh, okay. I might still be able to pull this off. So I'm gonna recycle this turn. And is there any blue in here? There's not. There is gray though. There is metal. So we'll take this. Take it at level 2. I think that's what I need to do. And I'm going to end my turn there. All right, so this is going to burn one. No events. I already burned one, so we're good there. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything before we move on. All right, so back to the top. I'm going to consume. If I do metal and plastic, that'll get me this. That's not going to work. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. So that'll get me this. So this replaces one of these. That gets me there. Then if we acquire a level 2 plastic, and then we can share using this plastic and this plastic to get a game, and we'll just say replace that. That gets me to 12, so there's the end game, which is going to be at the same time as this anyway, which I have not reached there before, so I'm interested to see how this ends up going. All right, and that's where I'll stop my turn, okay? So no credit card, obviously, to pay off. Refill. Oh no, but then I trigger the depletion because I pulled these off. So I lose 1 happiness. All right, so I'm definitely not going to have, ideally your goal is to have 11 at the end, all right? But you get -1 for triggering depletion. I'm also going to get, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1 here. And so there you go, that's my final score is 9. So close. I think last time I was down here like at 4 or 5 for my final score. So ending at 9, almost had, or I'm sorry, my final score is 10. Almost had the 11 I needed to win. So close. So there you go. That was Life of Ordinary People, also known as Loop. Be sure to check out more videos for this game. I've got a preview coming out. I've also got a full instructional video coming out. All of that will be either prior to the game launching on Kickstarter or right after it launches. So lots of good stuff going on with this game. I have had a blast with it so far, and I'm looking forward to really kind of exploring it a little deeper. Like I said, I played as the investor this time. Just you can get a full look at all of the careers over in the preview video. I'll kind of go through each of them. But this stack right here are all the different careers in the game. Lots of stuff to choose from, and like I said, lots of different levels of difficulty as well. So yeah, be sure to check out my preview video, my instructional video, and until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.